Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play Stellaris Apocalypse in a new daily series I think one or two of you might be pretty happy to see. It's called Final Federation, and it's going to be airing in the 4 p.m. slot for the next little while. For those of you who aren't in on this, I started a series several patches back called Federation. Now, it is a rare series that never reaches some kind of conclusion on my channel, and Federation is not only one of those few series that I never finished, but I think it's probably the most watched and most bemoaned discontinued series on the channel ever. So here we are, with a much requested redux of that series. Several of you called this outright when I began hinting at a new Apocalypse series to take up the mantle while High Dominion is on break, but I didn't want to spoil it, so I really tried not to validate your enthusiastic and completely correct guesses. Sorry about that. Obviously, you were spot on the whole time, and I'm proud to bring you this new version of Federation, and I appreciate the enthusiasm, by the way. Let's jump in to a new game, and we're going to edit the race is called the Unified Solar Republic, so the abbreviation would in fact be the USR. Let the chuckles commence. Let's go ahead and jump into edit the species, and edit the entire empire, and we'll take a look at what separates them from the rest. Obviously, they are human. They are on Earth. They're in the Sol system, and this is their background. In the early years of the 22nd century, humankind stood on the brink of annihilation. Catastrophic shifts in the Earth's oceans, atmosphere, and climate, coupled with a pair of ominously powerful geomagnetic calamities, brought the world of the 21st century to its knees, and then broke them. The few powerful city-states that remained banded together, forging a last-ditch technological alliance to curb nature's wrath, and at last began to reverse the tide of heat and death. At the dawn of the 23rd century, with the planet finally cooling and its population stabilizing, the Chancellor of the Unified Republic reached anew for the stars, for we knew then that Earth would not forgive us twice. So, somewhat, I mean, if you are up on the climate science literature, if you are up on what a lot of the predictions, like the general direction the predictions are heading, this is a fairly vanilla account of what might happen if, some of the worst predictions of climate change and global warming, whatever label you want to put on it, there are several, would actually come true. And this is kind of what might occur if we were to make it through and kind of decide as a species, hey, let's not do that again. So obviously we are using the United Nations of Earth leader names and ship names and planet names, fleet names, etc., because it's just a good basic human name set. And then for our traits, the actual species traits, we're going with wasteful, nomadic, and adaptive, which is the exact vanilla human approach for Stellaris. So obviously they're still wasteful, which you would think from that background, well, maybe wouldn't you have done away with that? Wouldn't you have learned not to? The point is, we're going to work towards that. We're going to actually remove that part. The idea is that that's part of our nature, right? And so we, as the Unified Solar Republic, have to actually find a way, hint, hint, genetic modification, to actually remove that from our species entirely. So rather than remove it now, I'm going to make that part of the story of the gameplay. And then for the homeworld, obviously we're on Earth. We are using mammalian cities, and then the real, again, like I said in High Dominion, the real meat and potatoes, we are a pacifist empire this time. So we can't use unrestricted wars, and we can't engage in indiscriminate orbital bombardment like we just were in episode 20 of High Dominion, which was hilarious because those spiders are ugly and they needed to die. Can't do that as this particular empire here. We are pacifist, so we are much nicer than that. Pop resource production will be improved, though, because of that by 5%, and we get 2 extra core sector systems. We are fanatic xenophiles. So, being fanatic xenophiles, we have a lot less negative impact from border friction, as well as a lot less, just cost of any diplomatic interaction that we might need, or influence cost anyway of diplomatic interactions. So, that's going to be useful as well. But just because we love everybody and think everybody should get along, it's the exact opposite approach in a lot of ways to what the High Dominion is espousing to. But again, it's just the fanatic xenophile approach. It's the approach of an empire that is reaching out into the stars and doesn't want to war anymore, doesn't want to be against itself or against anyone else really at that point. So we are a democratic authority. We're going to hold elections every 10 years. The idea behind this series really, for those of you who watched the original Federation, you might remember this, it was kind of a challenge for myself, which came from some of you and from me, to kind of say, hey, let's do a completely different focus than I normally do. I'm not saying that when I play Stellaris, I typically am always a warmonger and kill, destroy, maim, enslave, burn, all the things, but I tend to lean that way simply because a lot of the space strategy games that I've played over my lifetime have kind of had that approach, right? Starting all the way back with StarCraft. it's only in more recent years that you have games with really robust diplomatic models where it's a viable option to actually interact with these AI opponents and forge different kinds of victory. So we're going for a diplomatic victory this time, and we're going to kind of play the diplomatic game. We want to be democratic. We want to have an election every 10 years, not 20 years like the oligarchic High Dominion of Sindar. We are going to elect new rulers frequently. And honestly, if there was an option to let them be more frequent than this, I'd probably do it. For the sake of just creating the narrative difference, right? But we also, you can see our civics over here, we are still a parliamentary system and environmentalist. I say still because that's what we were in the original Federation series. So that increases faction influence gain by 25%. Used to be 50% back when Federation aired. If you were to watch the beginning of that, which I did to prepare for this one, you would see that that's been reduced a little bit. And then environmentalist, consumer goods cost, this has also been reduced. It used to be minus 20%, now it's minus 15. So that's going to improve our income a little bit because we are environmentalist. So that at least makes up for the fact that we're wasteful. We just need to actually remove that. So right now we have that civic that's counterbalancing our wastefulness, and those two are actually kind of working against one another. I know that seems weird to have those two things set up. I mean, they're counteracting one another, but there's a narrative purpose for that, and we're going to move through the series by correcting that part of humanity's past. We're going to remove the part of our psyche that makes us wasteful like that. And of course, for the advisor voice, we're going to go with the diplomat. Primed. So we sound like that. Systems ready. And then empire name, Unified Solar Republic. Flag is just as it was before. Ship appearance. Ruler is Laura Andrews, the Chancellor, and we are actually good to go. Let's go ahead and jump into the game setup. We are going with a huge galaxy size, 2 spiral arms, 15 AI empires, which is the default, and we're going to randomize the number of advanced AI starts. So 1 to 3, and then 2 to 4 fallen empires randomized, 1 to 3 marauder empires randomized. We are also going to slightly reduce tech tradition cost. I want to do this and I might even go towards 0.5 or less. In future series just to play around, but I've been playing around with it in offline play, and I think one of the benefits of this is it would lead to potentially shorter series, maybe. So we're gonna go with that for now. I'm gonna keep the mid-game and end-game start years the same for now, but this means technology will arrive a little faster, and things, it's not much faster, but it will be noticeable, I think, if you pay attention, and that'll make things move at a slightly more rapid clip, I think, or maybe not, who knows, but I mean, I would like to experiment with that for this series. Otherwise, we are pretty vanilla. I did tick up primitive civilizations to 1.25x just to have a little bit more interaction with them. Just a few more primitive civilizations out in the galaxy. Habitable worlds is at default. Crisis strength is at 1x as opposed to 1.25 or 1.5. Just standard crises, please. And then, of course, like I said, the year's staying the same. Normal difficulty, random empire placement, no advanced neighbors. So there might be advanced empires, but there are no... We are telling the game not to put them next to us whatsoever, please and thank you. And then hyperlane density and abandoned gateways and wormhole pairs. Words. So many different sliders now. Those are all set to standard. We're going to go ahead and jump in. I would switch on Iron Man, but the issue with Iron Man is, a lot of you have clarified for me from the opening of High Dominion that you can, in fact, turn on Iron Man, and then as soon as you quit the game, it will save for you. But too many things can go wrong for me, not while playing the game, but while recording that have nothing to do with the game, just things outside of this recording room that need my attention, and the prospect of having to correct for those kinds of things when I'm doing an Iron Man playthrough, it just gives me a lot less flexibility. So I'm going to stick with that, although I appreciate the correction because I didn't know that Iron Man saves when you close the game every time. That's handy to know. I thought you had to wait for an autosave, which is ridiculous now that I think about it. But anyway, so in the Eon... actually, we just read the basic description for... Oh, nice. So we're out here on the far edge of the galaxy. But yeah, we just read the description, so we're not going to go through that much detail to begin with. Let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at our opening research. Looks like we don't have the trifecta this time. I got really excited in the previous series, but why don't we go for the research speed boost right away, just to have that out of the gate, and then the growth speed boost as well. And we'll check with matches for our various scientists in just a moment. Looks like we have a couple of Spark of Genius researchers to start out. Gaylord Haygarth and Hushi, I'm guessing is how you would pronounce that. You don't look like a Hushi, but I'll go ahead and I'll go with it. Let's see. Spark of Genius. That's going to give us 10% extra research speed for these two categories. That's quite nice. And then, of course, Ceramo Metal Armor. I think I'd rather go for the Minerals boost outright, just to have that jump. 37 months until that's done. And then, of course, we have our science ship. Who's our scientist? Shania Pillai. Shania has the roamer trait, and she is going to be a faster surveyor as a result of that. Let's go ahead, take our construction chip, and start building stuff. We need to get that mining station improved, and then I believe I saw what else? There's energy. Yep, Saturn needs to be mined as well. That's most of our extra resources. Before I do anything else, let's go. Ooh, Firecrest. That's a cool name for the opening frigate. I don't mind that at all. And yeah, we are going with the basic vanilla ship designs again here, just to differentiate a little bit from our currently running other series. Yeah, let's just go ahead and save that. We're gonna. I don't want to auto-generate designs. I just want to make sure auto upgrade is turned on. And for now, I will stick with this basic design like I did before. I could mess with it a little bit if I wanted to. I'd make it pure mass driver. But I like the current layout. It's got a laser on the back, 2 mass drivers up front. We're good. And then, of course, the Sol Starbase. We're probably going to build a trading hub pretty quickly here to get the economy going, but I think it's time to go ahead and start looking around, don't you? I think I want to look into this little pocket of stars first. I'm going to give a number of exploration orders, and then I'll stop her and have her survey when I find habitable worlds. Let's go ahead and just do this ring here. And go. Oh, wait, real quick, hang on, before we unpause, let's look at policies. We have a Liberation Wars war philosophy set up, which means that claiming other systems is only allowed during defensive wars. Okay? Food stockpiling is minimal. Orbital bombardment, of course, is selective. That's our only option. Resettlement is allowed. First contact protocol is always peaceful because we're fanatic pacifist. Or we are fanatic xenophile. We're not fanatic pacifist. But yeah. Initial border status is open because we're nice. Core world's population is all species. Refugees are welcome. Slavery policy is prohibited. And then purge is also prohibited. Now go. Let's take a look at Earth really quickly and see where our first pop is going to come into play. Also, I do need to go ahead and clear some of these tiles. So let me get rid of that mineral tile first. You might be okay there as a start, but I think I would probably... Oh wow, check this out. Alpha Centauri right away. Go ahead and survey, please. Going to Control-Shift-click there and have her survey Alpha Centauri immediately. How many planets does it have? It's actually a pretty nice system.
A tile blocker has been cleared.
So it's just a basic G-type star. Gorgeous Alpha Centauri system right next door. Love it. Okay, that's a good start. Let's see, can we go ahead and get the trading hub up? Yes, we can. Let's get that going. Obviously, I have a little bit more experience with Apocalypse now, so I'm going to be making decisions a little bit more snappily. The NSS Aldrin has made a startling find on Alpha Centauri 2A. The moon is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we have encountered life forms that did not originate on Earth. This amazing discovery has silenced those who believe we were alone in the universe. Although none of the alien creatures found on Alpha Centauri 2A are sapient, it's likely only a matter of time before we encounter beings that are. We may not be alone out here. So, can I just say really quickly that absent the entire narrative that I've set up for this post-apocalyptic version of humanity, if we took modern humanity as it is right now, and let's go back to that sentence, what does it say? Has silenced those who believe we were alone in the universe. Let's just be honest, that wouldn't happen. It wouldn't silence them. They would just get louder. It's kind of like flat earthers. There's no stopping them. So, like, alien life could be looking them in the face and be like, nah, we're alone. So we may not be alone out here, indeed. So there's that. And let's see what else. The Unified Solar Republic is abuzz with the news of alien organisms discovered by the NSS Aldrin some time ago. These little evolutionary marvels kindle in the human people a renewed hope of first contact with intelligent beings. Yay! Let me go ahead and get a mining network constructed for that new pop that's coming in, and I'm going to hold off on clearing any other tiles just yet. And we'll go back up to speed 3. Nice big galaxy, lots of hyperlanes, of course. Didn't change the density settings at all, as you saw.
Completed.
All right, so the mining station's been built. That'll help our mineral income a little bit as we get started. Oh, nice. That was actually really fast. I'm glad that started so early. So this is the Habitable World survey.
Situation log
We have to survey, I believe,
updated.
8 habitable worlds. So hopefully we'll find plenty of those as the science ship
System
flies
survey
around.
Concluded.
Okay, good. She's done with Alpha Centauri, and now she's going to continue on her exploration orders.
Construction completed.
All right, good. Trading port, I guess, just went up. And we do need to get that engineering station built, so go. Let's go back up to the map screen, and we're waiting for her to travel to that system. Procyon.
Evasive maneuvers.
Oh no! Construction ship NSS Orinoco has encountered a hostile hijacked fleet in Sol and currently is attempting to evade them. Centuries ago, a group of radical priests and their devoted followers on Earth broke away from the established religions to form their own church. These extremists called themselves the Fist of God and have been responsible for many atrocities and acts of terror over the years. Although they have kept a low profile in modern times, we recently learned that many of their agents have infiltrated our military. These renegades have secretly been diverting resources to the construction of a small fleet of starships at a hidden facility on Earth. When their treachery was revealed, the cultists blasted into orbit on their ships and fled to Venus. They must
Situation
stop.
log has been updated.
So let's see. They're attacking the station here. This is not going to go well for them because we have an outpost that can fire on them a little bit,
Construction
while our fleet,
completed.
which is the same strength as theirs, can also fire on them. So have fun, guys. Have a nice life. Unfortunately, we don't have an admiral, which makes me sad. But yeah, the outpost, while not strong, is good enough to help fend them off. Our valiant space forces have skillfully disabled a ship in the cultist armada. It is mostly intact, and we are picking up faint life signs from inside its hull. Once we have eliminated all threats in the immediate vicinity, we should conduct a boarding operation to secure any survivors. They may be able to tell us more about the ultimate motives of the Fist of God. Prepare the breaching charges.
Situation log has been updated.
Okay, so we've got a disabled ship, but we need to finish the combat first. I'm not sure it's supposed to do this, where it still has the combat active. This is a little bit odd. But I think the combat is ending regardless. Okay, so now it's there. Let's go ahead and do the research project with our military ship. We have to board it. Alright, good. Combat's over. Now we're going to go over there and take care of that. Nice, first tradition already. Let's go for expansion. Colony development speed. Well, do I want discovery first? One of my commenters on High Dominion 1 was like, I normally go for discovery first. Just this very first discovery. It reminds me of what I used to do in Civ 5. I would go for, I think it was the first, was it called Tradition? Was the first tree, the first culture tree in Civ 5? I think it was Tradition. I would go for that, like, very first one, and then I would go immediately into, was it Loyalty? Oh man, I can't remember. But anyway, the principle is the same. This first adoption effect that we get, because this system is so similar to Civ 5's, and it is. I mean, I'm not trying to say they ripped it off. They didn't. I mean, it's very similar because I think a lot of strategy games, you know, kind of very lovingly imitate things that are done well between one another. So anyway, that's an aside. It is the same principle, though. We would go ahead and adopt discovery, but then have the intention of jumping straight into expansion. What that would do for us is it would improve, it would reduce anomaly fail risk by 10% and improve anomaly discovery chance by 15% immediately. So just making anomalies more common from the get-go. I kind of like that idea because we would potentially have more scientific progress from the start. So I think I will take that commenter's suggestion just to play around and see how that works. Because that is very similar to something, again, that I used to do in other games. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so we are investigating the cultist ship here. We're still paused. Hang on, let me see if I can... Yeah, I don't have the energy just yet. It's going to take about 20 more days. Just kidding, 10. Just kidding, we're done. Let's go ahead and pause, and now we want a new admiral. Cautious would be pretty nice. I like an admiral with high experience gain the most, honestly, but weapon range or... Ooh, you know what? No. Let's go for Ritvik Nambudiri, because Ritvik Nambudiri has a sublight speed boost. You're mine. All right, so there's that, and we do need to reinforce the fleet, so let's go ahead and give the order to build a new ship.
The special project
Here we go.
is concluded.
Though the survivors offered stiff resistance, our boarding party was able to secure several prisoners from the disabled cultist starship. From them, we have learned that this conspiracy goes far deeper than we initially suspected. The agents of the Fist of God include several flag officers and high-ranking officials within our government. Mass arrests are being made on Earth, and all assets belonging to this cult have been seized. However, several of the starships they built in secret remain unaccounted for, and the upper echelons of the cult's leadership have vanished. We've picked up faint ion trails leading to several outlying systems. We must pursue these terrorists. Hang on. So, this is an interesting start to the series. I wasn't expecting this much narrative right away. Where are they? Oh, okay. They're, a ways away. So there's that system, and that system. I don't know why the center of the galaxy is highlighted right now. Also, we have a minor mandate from our current leader, so as soon as we fulfill that, we will get a pretty nice unity boost. That's a property of having a democratic system, is that we have those mandates that must be fulfilled by each leader. So that's a completely new element of gameplay that you're not seeing right now in High Dominion. Completely different, but it's awesome. we will need to add some additional corvettes to the first fleet, because once pirates show up, we're going to have to do more work. Okay, okay, I'm not going to scan Procyon just yet, but one thing we can do is go ahead and establish a starbase in Alpha Centauri. Let's get that taken care of. And you should be going to that next star. Go. What do we got? Tundra world? Yeah, go ahead and survey it, please. Because that's a habitable world, and that'll count towards the survey. So I will take it. Also, why have you not built that? I gave you an order to build that frickin'... I don't know why it didn't build. Did I go to build it and then get distracted by something? Am I that ADD right now? Okay. Well, we'll figure out why that didn't build in a moment. Thankfully, we're still... Engineering is actually our strongest category already, so I'm okay. While in command of the First Fleet, Admiral Rivik Nambudiri has learned to carefully nurse his supplies to significantly reduce ship operating costs across the board. This is a decent start, I have to say. Getting some nice events and traits to begin here. Tell you what, let me go ahead and jump into the... No, not this. We actually want the Fleet Designer. I wish there was a hotkey for it. There's probably a mod that makes a hotkey available, but right now there's not more than that. And we will go ahead and say that there should be 5 corvettes in the First Fleet. Click the Reinforce button. That'll add 1 corvette. Not quite 2 yet,
Research concluded.
Wearing a powered exoskeleton suit augments the user's strength. So we have the mineral boost now as a result of that. Let's now go for, along the same vein, let's go for Mining Network 2. Let's get that initial upgrade ready to go. And then I want you guys to return to
Anomalous
your dock.
readings registered.
All right, Shania's leveled up. The sensor profile of a mid-sized vessel was briefly detected inside the upper atmosphere of this gas giant. It's 30%. I'm going to leave that be. Because if we can successfully pull that off later, that could be a pretty strong ship to have from the beginning of the game. I don't want to risk losing something like that too early. All right, how much is an Alpha Centauri colony going to cost? Laura, what are your... Ooh, nice. We're getting a Unity boost. No wonder we got our first Unity, our first tradition so quickly. And we have better mineral production under Laura as well. So Laura is an awesome first leader for us. And we just need to get some mining stations built, and we'll get a nice Unity boost from completing that. So I guess I will go ahead and build a mining station there to go towards that. And this Savannah world is going to... we're not going to be able to colonize that for a while, but we might be able to terraform it. We'll see. So colony is going to cost how much?
We have detected an anomaly.
300, as per usual. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during the survey of this planet. Research it, please. Figure out what's going on. And that's actually, resource-wise, that's a nice system. I just want to see if there might be other colonizable worlds here in this system. We want to survey those first. That's where we want to spend our time. Hence my current method of looking around.
Construction complete.
How are we doing here? We still have not even finished growing this pop in. Okay, so we've done that. Let's now jump up to expansion. Colony development speed will be faster as a result. Different approach to my usual one. An abandoned life pod was detected in close orbit of Dangal 7. So that's going to give us 60 society research to go towards. What are we researching? Nice. Growth speed. That'll come in handy since our pop on Earth is taking forever to grow. Okay, well, since it's going to be a while before we colonize this, let's go ahead and get this mining station because this will give us a Unity boost. The one that we are looking for. A pretty nice Unity boost, too. It might even give us our next tradition. Growth speed plus 10% done. Ooh, speaking of more Unity, let's go ahead and go for planetary unification so that we can have the extra monthly Unity, as well as, looks like some additional edicts, which we haven't had access to so far in High Dominion. Ocean world here. Yep, let's go ahead and survey that. Because that's a habitable planet.
Construction completed.
There we go. 50 Unity gained, and we are now 13 months away from our next tradition. Not bad. A comet blazes a trail across Earth's horizon, a bright envoy from distant stars. So this will actually give us more Unity right there, and now it's only 7 months away. I'll take it. Great start to this series. Let's get a research station built around Alpha Centauri 3 so we can get those extra society points, and we do need those extra... I mean, we need those. I haven't forgotten. Let's actually go ahead and queue it up, because we've got the resources for it now. We technically need to build a 5th Corvette as well, but I'm okay with our current progress. Decent amount of extra energy at the moment. Okay, that ocean world will be colonizable.
Is the key to the universe.
Research speed has been improved across the board. Ooh. Yeah, let's go ahead and improve colony development speed, because if we can get that done sooner than later, that's going to help us get this entire situation started sooner. Capital buildings now produce 1 additional unity. Yes, please. 39 months away from our 4th policy. If I keep this on speed 3, we might get 4 unity or 4 traditions in the first episode.
Concluded.
When does that ever happen? Translation, never. Or I should say answer, never. Let's go ahead and clear that tile, please. And let's clear that one too. We've got the energy for it. Oh, hello. Another tundra world. Not the most habitable, but definitely a habitable world that will go towards the habitable worlds survey. Words. I know how to use them. What do we got here? Yeah, I do need more minerals, but oh, we don't have an autoton monument here yet. What in the world? Do I don't want to replace a mineral tile, but we need the autoton monument. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Actually, in my most recent offline playthrough, I made that same mistake. I, for whatever reason, forgot to get that autoton monument up immediately, but I dare say we're doing okay without it so far. Alright, once we're done surveying here, I'm going to go ahead and have her survey Procyon, because we've already surveyed all of these.
An anomaly.
Oh, nice. 10% anomaly. Let's get that done. Hopefully that'll happen pretty quickly.
Research concluded.
Mining Network 2 is done. Good. Do I want to research robots right now, or maybe go for afterburners first? Let's go for afterburners so our ships can be faster. Oh, no. Well, okay, that's the first terrible thing to happen this episode. Our governor is now... She has arrested development, so that means that... Hang on. Let's take a look at this.
Survey concluded.
Stop! Game! Knock it off. Loves to pause when I unpause and unpause when I pause. Wow. That really sucks. I kind of want to just hire a new governor right now and dismiss her, because having a governor this young that's not gaining any experience whatsoever is useless to me. Clearing blockers, this could be useful for our initial governor, so let's do that. Let's hire Dai He, and she will help us reduce blocker clearance as we establish new colonies. So let's go to our leaders, and we're going to dismiss this old governor. Sorry, lady. If you're going to get that trait that early, nothing I can do about it. Okay, wait. We need to go ahead and I'm going to queue up this one and this one, just to go ahead and have those systems surveyed. Because we will be adding... I do want to go ahead and add a starbase here. But we'll be adding this entire pocket, I think, to our territory, given that that is a colonizable world. Which is pretty much what I envisioned when I saw the shape of our nearby hyperlanes. We need to lock down that area as soon as we can. And we have a nice little pocket back here that just kind of goes back behind our territory. It's one of the things I love about the new hyperlanes in the game, is just that you get these very artful like patterns that are random each time, and you never know, what kinds of cool entire pockets of systems might be available to you that aren't accessible to anyone else. And in this case, it's a huge line of systems that's ours. Indisputably, they would have to barrel past this system to get into it, and that means once we establish our territory out here, I assume we can, if there's not any empires too close by. That might be a bit of a big assumption to make given the settings we chose for the game, but yeah, I think once we lock that down, they would have to really barrel through that and then back here to get to that. Love it.
Construction completed.
Great start. All right, so we've got that system, and I do want to go ahead and get the mining station set up here. Oh, you know what? Hang on, before I do that, let's go ahead and set up our first colony. Alpha Centauri 1 definitely needs to be our first one. We're going to colonize from Earth. And it looks like that's going to be... Ooh, wait, no, hang on. Maybe there? No. All right, we'll go there. Alpha Centauri Prime. Go! And they're building their first colony ship. Meanwhile... we will still be able to build a mining station here. Let's get that done.
Readings registered.
Weak distress signal, 10% chance of success. Take a look at it, please.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
We got monthly unity +2. We are now 4 months away from another tradition. Holy crap. All right, so peace festivals are available to us now. We'll have to take a look at that in just a second. So we got survey data on a distant system. Which one? I'm assuming Procyon or some other system elsewhere. I'm guessing Procyon, since it's fully surveyed now. All right, so we have access to the Peace Festival's edict. Let's take a look at that. Happiness. Oh, wow. Just a straight up happiness edict. Love it. And then additional, we unlocked campaigns now. So once we have 1,000 energy, we can do our education, recycling, and healthcare campaigns, which we are familiar with from our other series that's going right now. Adaptive bureaucracy. Do I want to go ahead and get that? Yeah, let's do that. I mean, we're going for a bureaucratic, diplomatic type of approach. So we'll run with that.
Construction completed.
Okay, what else can I do here? Yep, there's our policy. Holy crap. New colonies start with 1 additional pop. Let's do that. This is an amazing start for this series. I love every second of this. Let's go ahead and build a starbase in Procyon. We have more stations to build, but we need to expand a little bit and get some of these other systems in my territory. Hopefully this will be a resource-rich system here. How many planets? Oh, maybe not. Not many planets. Okay.
Construction completed.
It's going to be a while before we can follow up on the Fist of God quest. Interesting as that opening plot was, they're a ways away from me. Spaceport of Earth has finished its construction queue. We do need to go ahead and build our 5th Corvette, so let's get that done. And I think there are some tiles on Earth that we can go ahead and clear off, especially because it's super cheap now.
Construction completed.
I do need additional food, so let's go ahead and put you on the food tile and build a hydroponics farm because the additional colony will need it. Otherwise, we're going to get a food deficit early on. We're already at +0 and not getting any bonus whatsoever. Oh, just kidding. We're getting a 1% growth bonus. Yay.
Colony establishment has begun.
A great day for the unified Solar Republic. So we have officially colonized Alpha Centauri, and it is on the way to establishing. All right, so this starbase is almost done here.
Construction completed.
And then can I build one there? Yes, I can. And we can colonize that world next. Off to a good start.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
So let's see. Afterburners are available now. I might add those to my ships, but first, let's take a look. Corvette build speed first or coil gun first? Let's go for a coil gun. We do want to have the ability to defend ourselves, right? As Civilization 6 Gandhi would say, having a weapon is very different from actually using it. So yeah. Let's what was I going to do? That's right. We're going to add afterburners. Oh wait, no, we're not, because we don't have the power for it. We're going to need the better reactor before we do that. Okay, so let me add these last. We're going to add the Weemall system to our territory here. Actually, you know what? No, never mind. You keep looking around because I want to see what's in this system before the episode ends. We're going to see what's in our other neighbor here. We're going to let the science ship ride down this way and survey any systems that might have planets in them as we go. Nothing in, what's that, Tuarvis? Is that the name of the planet? No, Tuaris. There's no V there. My mind was dreaming up a V.
Construction.
We have a better success rate on that anomaly now, but I'm going to still, we're going to do our other important science tasks around this area before we do that. I can go ahead and queue up that colony. We have encountered... Pause! Game, good lord. We've encountered some form of alien vessels in the Hiram system. These strange objects have been flagged as gamma aliens. Uh-oh, they're on the board of the system. What's going on? It's a science ship. We've found a neighbor. And it's red. Oh, I don't like the look of that at all. Red, reptilian, alien ship. Interesting. News of alien ships humming through the ether have reached Earth, in many ways ending the first chapter in the book of the Unified Solar Republic's bid for a stellar empire. Well, this is different. Remember how many episodes it took me to find frickin' Xenos in High Dominion? I've already found some here. So let's go ahead and investigate the gamma aliens and find out how close they are and how mean they are, etc., so on and so forth. We can't scan them just yet, but they're close. So let the fun begin. We're going to keep going with our science ship, though. Oh, wait, hang on. I might need to go ahead and queue up. Yep, I was going to build this colony, wasn't I? So colonize... that's actually a really good spot for the colony. We need to have those tile blockers researched so that we can clear them, but it's a good start. Build a starbase there, please. A new ruler has been elected. Oh, I totally forgot to look at that. Damn it! Too many things happening at once. So, I don't think we had enough influence to do it anyway, so it would have been completely irrelevant. But we did complete the previous ruler's mandate. So we've elected Hu Shi, who was previously a scientist on Earth, which means we need to bring a new character in. thankfully, Gina Reinhardt does have a research speed bonus of 5% because she is a maniacal researcher, which is evidently a good thing. Actually, as a graduate student, I can verify it is pretty much a good thing. And then, so our previous leader is just gone, I guess. Sad day. New tradition. The effect on increased tradition cost caused by number of colonies is reduced by 20%. Yes, please. So, huge number of traditions to start off this first episode. We are about 35 minutes in. Let's let this science ship... All right, Barnard Star doesn't have anything in it, but we are still going to go ahead and survey that. And then, in the next one, we are going to... Well, go ahead and get the survey done. How big is Barnard Star? There's not that many worlds. Go ahead and survey it. Let's get that done, then I'll stop. Because I want to kind of... I want to find out what's going on with these guys.
An alien nation is hailing us.
Okay, the Banthurian Cartel. Influence gained 40. Hegemonic imperialists, and they're right next door. I bring greetings from Warlord Vox, the undisputed ruler of the Banthurian Cartel. Respect our borders and keep out of our affairs, and perhaps our mighty fleets will refrain from visiting your worlds. We wish for nothing but to be friends, Banthurians. The news that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time is spreading like wildfire throughout the unified Solar Republic. Our citizens are fascinated by these beings, and the media is full of reports and speculation on their culture and society. The revelation that we are not alone in this galaxy has largely been greeted with celebration on Earth. Just like us, the aliens appear to be relative newcomers on the galactic stage, and their level of technology is similar to our own. This is a momentous occasion. That's good news. So they are equivalent to us in every way. They just ascended as we did. Pretty good. They're expanding as well. And we're going to finish researching the Barnard's Star system and cap this first episode. Great start. And we have Xenos. Holy crap. Just so much more going on. I know so much more about Apocalypse now. It's easier to just dive in and get started. Loving every second of it. Alright, so the colony on Alpha Centauri is ready. I do want to go ahead and get a autochthon monument going right away. And then I'd rather have minerals. Oh, wait, actually, no. We need food, so let's go ahead and throw down a hydroponics farm there, just so we can have that completely taken care of. See, we're doing 2 colonies at once, but we have so much extra energy that we're actually doing okay, energy credits-wise. I think that's in part thanks to the trade station that I built. And I did have people suggesting that in High Dominion 1 and 2, so I know it took me a second, but yeah, figured it out. Still learning the star-based system, but doing better now than we did in the opening there. A new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape. This is the Alien Awareness Committee. Let's take a quick look at our faction and then we'll close this one out. No purges, that's fine. All refugees welcome. Diplomacy traditions. So we will get to that eventually, but for now, this faction is not going to be too much of an impact, I don't think. Can I do any edicts before I leave? I can do map the stars. Yeah, let's do it. All right. So let's go ahead and stop this one here. Words. In the next one, we are going to continue surveying this direction. We probably need to, I would imagine I need to get up here and survey this system as soon as possible. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give that order. Finish surveying Barnard Star, and then I want you up there. I want you to survey that, then that, then that, then that, because I'm going to try and lock down that edge of the territory. And then also, after that, you're going to survey here and here, because that is their way into our space. Barnard Star is their main way, but if we can also lock down those systems, that would be good as well. So we'll tentatively hope that maybe things might be okay between us and these hegemonic imperialists, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this first episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are going to be coming out just like High Dominion every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.